What is up guys, Brix here, back with week 9 of Building Minas Tirith in LEGO. As you can see next to me, it is looking really good and I'm happy with how these rooms are turning out. So without further ado, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe as it really does help out the channel. And we'll get right into the update. So starting off this week's segment, I do want to do the King's Quarters, so I'm going to do that now. I might literally replicate this room as well. Have the Steward's Quarters or vice versa, or do completely different designed rooms. But obviously we did the barracks last week and I like how they look. But this is going to be a much smaller room. I don't know where to have the door, whether do it in the middle again or do it off to a side. I don't really know. As you can see, I've made a start on the bed. I'm pretty happy with this. I like the contrast and the gold throughout on the top. I think looks pretty good. So I don't know whether to put like a little frame on the top or just kind of leave it as it is. So obviously I'd have to tile all under there and then somehow tile on top, or do like a little snot top with like a hole in it, like kind of like the frame underneath, if that makes sense. But obviously we've got the medium nugget there and a little bit of texture, as well as the dark red at the back. I don't know about the stud there. I'm happy just have that, but I feel like that adds a little bit more texture to it. With that done, I think that looks pretty cool. Kind of like just a kind of an open frame around there. And it should let a little bit of light in as well, rather than it being sealed over. Obviously got them two 1x3 slopes with the cheese wedge on at the end. Kind of looks nice. I like how that's open, and then when it's got the white behind it, that's kind of how it will look, if that makes sense. And I'm happy with the colour scheme of that and just how that kind of works. I tried to incorporate maybe some curtains on there or something like that, or like a little net or what have you, but I think that works nonetheless. So I don't know if I should make this the king's bed because it's very grand, and then just the steward's bed just be the 5 brick wide thing with just like a little bit of bed posts kind of thing instead of the whole frame. One thing I also don't know what to do is either have the cupboard there or the cupboard there on the side, and then the door further down. I think the door there kind of works, and like kind of like a side cupboard almost. It is a very dark cupboard though, however, or wardrobe, whatever you want to say. As you can see in that corner there, the wall kind of comes across this section. So hopefully I'm going to use one of these modified bricks to just sit into that gap, and that should just cover it up nicely. As you can see, that has done the trick very well. I'm going to kind of arch this a little bit and then kind of, because it's obviously a very big room, so I shouldn't have to do that again, but I'm glad I was able to kind of fix that. As you can see, the room is coming along very well. It's a little bit kind of flimsy at the minute. I'm trying to use as little pieces as I can, but basically I'm going to go up one more brick, so it's a similar height to this, and then kind of have, I don't know, kind of that kind of built in a little bit, and then maybe some arches over there. I'm not sure really, because it is kind of a tall room to say it's only a little bedroom. Could even add some little wooden beams in for, I don't know, a bit of detail. As you can see with that room done, as I said, it's kind of like a bit of a filler room, I guess, because you don't really see it in any of the films or any of the books. But so I can kind of just use my imagination for this. But I'm pretty happy with how that is looking nonetheless. The door looks a little funky, so I might move that up a brick just because it looks like really short, like a hobbit door almost. So I might still move that up. But I'm happy with that nonetheless. I pretty much finished the kitchen area. It's only about 8 studs deep, this room. So I've added like a little oven. I just kind of thought a pizza oven really. They probably won't have had on them, but at the same time in Hobbiton and in the Shire they did have that kind of thing. So maybe not pizzas, but you know what I mean, for like breads and what have you. Got some shelves with some stuff on, some chalices at the bottom, a crab and a little compass on there, and then we have a couple other shelves as well. They're a little bit flimsy, these, just to get the look, but I'm not going to really be touching them too much. Just went for the classic kind of 50s and 60s floor, like in a diner or pizza restaurant, or really any kind of takeaway that you go to. That nonetheless, not a major room, as it is obviously all the way down at the bottom, but still I'm going to do either an armory or a storage room in there, and then I'm not sure what to do for that room. Overall, very happy with that, so I'm going to move on to this room now. It's going to be the same depth as that one, so I don't know whether to do like a little drinks, like a winery kind of thing, or do an armory because it's next to that. But I could do that as the armory as well, although that's a pretty big room compared to this. So between the two, could potentially do like a half and half maybe. but I'm leaning more towards the armoury because it's a wine room, that necessary, really. So they'll be drinking a lot of wine, but it seems more likely that there would be an armoury in there with spears and stuff, which means I'm going to have to order a couple of weapons. I've got loads of barrels for a winery, but I'd rather do what I think is most accurate to what they do, to what they would be. So obviously, got the barracks there. They come out through there and then come back into this store, get the weapons and what have you, and then go out into the main city area. So that is what I'm going to do. As you can see, I've made some good progress here. That is going to have a door like I've done that one, but I need to order some dark brown. I put some flags on just for a little bit of detail because it'd be kind of a boring room really if not. These aren't going to be benches, are going to have all the armoury stands like I've done those, but I've just completely run out of the 1x1 of those headlight bricks, and then the brown clips as well, and also loads of weapons. So I pretty much need to just order quite a lot of stuff for that room. I mean, I've got you know, all the cheese wedges and stuff like that for the tops, but just to kind of finish that up at a later date because there's tons of pieces that I need to order for that. But that's the bottom few rooms done nonetheless. Rooms that need finishing are this room and the armoury. All the other rooms, however, are finished, and I'm really liking how these are looking. I think it's really brought this to life and to character. I've used a lot of white up, so I'm going to have to either make a pick-a-brick run for loads of white or do a couple of bricklink orders as well. But this room's going to be grey because I'm going to do this like a prison, I believe, and then that's going to be white as well. Basically a mirror image of that one. So sadly that pretty much wraps it up for this week's segment. I didn't get all 4 rooms done. Obviously we got the part of the armoury as well as the kitchens done as well. So I'm really happy with how those two look nonetheless. Next week I'm going to get a couple of orders in and we'll finish those rooms, as well as maybe make a start on the next layer that I have been promising to do for a while. I'm a little bit behind. So without further ado, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys.